now looking at y equals cos x. Can you please do cos of 0 on your calculator? 1, great. Cos of 90 on your calculator. And cos of 180. Cos of 270. Should be 0. And cos of 360, you can even read it from the graph, but you can do them on your calc. Cos of 360 is also 1. So, I've just filled in those gaps. Let's have a look from a distance. Quadrant 1 is positive. Tell me about quadrant 2. Quadrant 3, quadrant 4, positive. So girls, you just learn the curves as the roller coaster. The sine one starts from level, goes up, down, down, up. You know, like that. And this one, you're starting at the top. And you go down to the bottom and then back up. Guess what? We've done one full curve. This is y equals cos theta. The first curve, up, down, up, was sine theta. So if we do all these values, sine 0, sine 10, etc., up to sine 90, up to 180, these are the values you get. And I've plotted this on Desmos for you already instead of you doing it yourself. Now, all right, the maximum value for cos theta, what is it? Good. What's the minimum? No, it's -1. It goes from 1 up here to -1 down there. Mind you, in between is a half and negative a half. When does cos theta equal 0? And 270. When does cos theta equal 1? And 360. No. And when does cos theta equal -1? At 180. Excellent. Notice that cos theta is above, you know, it has positive y values up here for quadrants what and what? Yeah, quadrants 1 and quadrants 4, the values are above this line. See, this is, over here I've got positive a half, positive 1. There's 0. Then I've got negative a half, negative 1. All right? So cos is positive in quadrants 1 and 4. But cos, therefore, is negative in quadrants. When does it go below the line? It's negative in quadrants 2 and 3. So cos of theta is a half when? Look at your table or look at the graph. Great. 60 and 300. So there are, 60 and 300. Sorry, so cos of theta is positive, 60 and 300. Remember 300. So let's look at cos 60. I'm going to draw a little graph here. There's 60. I want to draw a little graph for 300 over here. Where's 300? Remember, we start from here. See, quadrant 1's there. There's my 60 in there. All good. I'm happy. It's part of the butterfly. Right? 300. Where does it go? 0, 90, 180, 270. 300's in here somewhere. What's this angle in there? 60. So cos of 300 is actually the same as cos of 60. Positive. How do we know it's positive? It's positive in quadrants 1 and 4. So tell me about the little angle in there in quadrant 4. That's all I'm interested in. Remember, quadrant 4 is 360 minus 60. How do I get to there? It's 360. It would have been 360, but I'm short that 60 degrees. A half, if I look at my graph, it's along here. It's at 120 and at 240. Okay? So cos theta is -1/2 is for 120 and 240 degrees. Well, let's draw 120. Remember, 0 starts from there. Let's go 90, 120. If that's 120 there, what's left over here? Remember, the whole straight line is 180. That bit in there is 60. That's what I'm interested in, that bit in there. That's what I want to know about. It's 60. So therefore, I can say that sine of 120, is it going to be positive or negative, but quadrant 2, cos. It's the same as negative cos of that angle. The angle in the butterfly. I'm only interested in the angles touching that horizontal line. Remember, that's 180 minus 60. Isn't 120 really? Shh. We say to ourselves 120. What is that? It's 180 minus 60. But you know what? You don't really have to learn it because you say, if that's 120, I just want to know this bit. Does that make sense? All right, the last one, quadrant 3. How do I get to 240? 90, 180, 240 is like this. If that's 240, tell me what this bit is. If that's, that's 180 and 60 makes 240. Is cos positive or negative in quadrant 4? Negative. So it's negative cos 60. How did I get 240? It was 180 plus 60. So we're trying to sketch out roughly where 240 is. Remember, you always start from here. You go 90, 180, and a bit more. 180 and 60 gives me 240. I'm interested in how I get to 240. It's the straight line plus 60. Remembering that cos is positive from 0 to 90. It's negative from 90 to 180. It's negative from 180 to 270, but it's positive from 270 to 360. We're going to come up with an easier way than this very soon once we've done all of sine, cos, tan. All right? Now, having a look at the cos curve, if I kept repeating it, there's 0, there's 360. So 0 to 360, one period. Up to 270 is another. I can also do what's called negative angles and go back to negative 360. You know how I'm talking about negative angles and you probably think, what is she talking about? How can you have negative angles? Well, I'll explain it now. Watch what I'm doing. You know how I've been doing my angles around the circle anti-clockwise? They're positive angles. And I know it doesn't make sense because they're going backwards, but negative angles go the other way. All right, and that's all it is. You will learn about it next year. I'm not going to do it now with you. So, the graph of cos theta repeats how often? Every 360. So we say that the graph of cos theta has a period of 360. The cos theta graph, tell me about, here's the y-axis, girls. Does it have an axis of symmetry if you folded it there? Yeah. Yes, it does. It folds, it has line symmetry about the y-axis. Whereas the line symmetry, in other words, that's the one you learn in primary school. You fold it. You fold it on the y-axis and all of the right-hand side would sit on top of the left-hand side. Fold it. So that's line symmetry about the y-axis. Now, let's again look at quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cos of 0 is 1. Cos of 90 is 0. What's cos of 180? So we're at the bottom of the roller coaster down there. Cos of 270, we've come back up to the starting point at 0. Well, not the starting point, but the midway point. And cos of 360, we're back to the start. See, girls, always cos 360 and cos 0 are equal because it's from the beginning to the end, one complete curve. Now, so we know cos is negative in quadrant 2. So cos of 100, just think if you're going around like this, cos of 100, what's left over in here? Good. But because cos is negative in quadrant 2, it's negative cos 80. This is how you think of it. Cos of 110, if I go 110 around, remembering that there's 180 in a straight line, how short am I? And it's negative cos 70 because cos is negative in quadrant 2. Cos of 130 means I'd go to about there. How far am I short? But cos is negative in quadrant 2. Right? We're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Cos of 140 would get me there. Negative cos 40. Do you get it? Or you say to yourself, 140 is 180 minus 40. That's the other way. But girls, I like to draw it. Then you don't have to learn the rule. 160 is short how much? 20. But it's negative because it's quadrant 2. And 170 is how much short? 10 degrees short from the straight line. Do you get it? So that's quadrant 2. You can stick your little theta in there. I'm interested in what that little angle is. Quadrant 3 is bigger than 180. I don't care about the 180. I'm just concerned about the little bit extra in there, theta. Got it? Okay, if I had 190 and cos is negative in quadrant 3, 190 is 180 plus how much? But it's negative. Cos is negative in quadrant 3. Cos of 200 is 180 plus 20. Got it? So cos of 200, if you look up at your graph and your table, it's the same as negative cos 20. Cos of 220, that's 180 plus what? 40. It's the same as negative cos 40. Cos of 230 is the same as 180 plus what? So it's 180 and another 50. It's negative cos 50. Cos of 250 is an extra 70 past that line. And cos of 260 is 180 plus 80, but it's negative. Negative cos. Keep doing the last bit. Cos of 280, I'll draw it here. Quadrant 4, you go past the 270 line, you go in here, but I'm not interested in that bit there. I'm interested in the bit that's next to the x-axis, the butterfly, right? So 280 would have been 360, but I'm short how much? If you want, just go 360 minus 280 to see how much you're short. It's 80, but guess what? Cos is positive in quadrant 4, as you can tell from your graph. You're back above the line, it's positive 80. Positive cos 80. Cos of 290, how far short? 70. Cos of 310 would have 50 left over. Remember, it's positive. Cos of 330 is 30 short. This is 20 short. And cos of 350 would be the same as cos 10. So the types of questions we could say is represent these obtuse and reflex angles as their appropriate or related acute angle. See how every obtuse angle, every reflex angle is now written as an acute angle? That's what we're doing. Why? Because all the acute angle values get repeated all through the table, either with a plus or minus in front of them. Do you get it? All right.